My name is Dr. Rumman Chowdhury, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of the tech nonprofit Humane Intelligence. I work on responsible and ethical AI systems. Well, the big thing is that AI is not a magical technology that can wipe away all of society's problems. And in fact, AI is a mirror. So it often reflects the societal biases that we see in the institutions all around us. So when we make an AI system, it seems like it's objective. It seems like it's smarter than us. But in reality, it actually is going to reflect in scale all the harms that we see in the world today. So for example, chatbots often reflect the cultural biases that exist in the way we speak and in how we communicate. Image generation algorithms often create images of people that are quite stereotypical and sometimes in negative ways. So when people are building AI systems or thinking of using AI systems, it's really important to know that these systems are simply a reflection of the world we see around us, and it's our job as we use them to ensure that those harms are not being perpetuated. So AI systems are not going to take away all of our jobs. And in fact, studies that have been done by AI companies demonstrate that it looks as if about 10% of most jobs will be automated away. So about 10% of 80% of jobs will be automated. And it looks more like the impact of email, for example. Now there's about 19 or 20% of jobs that actually are at higher risk of being automated away. Roughly half their tasks will be automated. And it's not the jobs you might necessarily think. Some of these are actually white-collar jobs, things like journalist, paralegal is one that's come up quite a bit. So there will be economic shifts, but it doesn't mean that everybody will be jobless. I think what's smart is we think of upskilling in education and what are the ways in which we can utilize AI to augment us at our jobs. So we're talking about augmentation, not replacement. And what does it mean to have the job you have today, but within an AI-enabled future? So moral outsourcing is reflected in the language of how we talk about AI systems. So when we outsource morality and of the decision-making to AI systems, we're also outsourcing the responsibility. And if you think about it, the way we talk about AI systems, when we say sentences like, AI will replace teachers, or AI shows discrimination and bias, we act as if the AI is making a decision, or it has free will, or it in some way has decided to go replace teachers or doctors, when it hasn't, right? A human being created that system to do that action. But by removing the human being from that sentence, by saying AI did X, what we do is we remove the morality of decision-making to this technological thing that actually has no moral framework and has no moral structure. And in doing so, two things happen. Number one, there is no human in the sentence, AI will do X. So when I hear that sentence, it sounds as if I have no role in this AI future. And number two, it absolves the designers and engineers and the product companies from the responsibility of the decisioning. If AI did X, well, it was because somebody designed it to do so, and that person needs to be part of that responsibility framework. So moral outsourcing points out that human beings are always behind technology, and we should always think about the role of the human when thinking about responsibility and accountability in the actions we should be taking. Well, the first myth I'd want to debunk is people's belief that AI is alive. It is not alive. In fact, we don't even know what human intelligence is. We can't even measure what makes us conscious. We certainly could not make a machine that is conscious. The second myth that people tend to have is that these AI systems are somehow removed from society, that they are better than us or they're smarter than us. And the reality is that they're simply a reflection of the data that we have created as human beings, whether that's our interactions online, our shopping behavior, the things we say and do, the photos we've taken. These AI systems are simply a massive amalgamation of us. They're not better than us or smarter than us or more capable. The third myth is that people think that they have no role in an AI future, and that's simply unfortunate and untrue. there's a role for everybody in an AI future that is net positive. Now, this technology is meant to serve humanity. We are not meant to serve the technology. So it's supposed to be built for us. So what are the ways in which we can be interacting with the technology today, especially given how easy it is to use generative AI technologies so that we can understand how to improve our lives as AI gets more and more sophisticated? Well, first and foremost, designing machines that serve humanity requires understanding what people need. What are the gaps that can be filled? What are the problems that can be solved? And what are the most pressing problems of humanity? Now, if we have this very, very advanced and sophisticated technology, I want to use it towards creating universal education or creating better ways to cure diseases or identify significant weather patterns before they lead to climate disaster. Now, what I want to do is shape AI to really understand how we can create a world in which people are flourishing. So the concept of human flourishing comes from Aristotle. And I love the term because it's not just about surviving, it's not just about functioning, it's about flourishing. What happens when everybody's basic needs are met? What is a world in which we're able to dedicate ourselves to making ourselves better and our culture better and our society better? And that's what I want to shape AI towards. AI systems are not automatically going to self-regulate, and frankly, companies and people won't automatically make systems that are serving everybody. So responsible AI is necessary for both government and corporations to ensure that you're creating something that's responsible by design, that's inclusive by design, that thinks about all the people who aren't the average person walking down the street, because it's minoritized communities that tend to be impacted negatively first. So one of the hopes I have, and one of the positive signs I am seeing, is that that does tend to be a dominant conversation. What are the ways in which we can be more inclusive in thinking about how systems are being built? Who are the people we can talk to ensure that? And also, what are the accountability mechanisms we can make to make sure that people are making these technologies in the right way and to serve all of humanity rather than just a select few? The things that I worry quite a bit about is actually the centralization and the consolidation of power. As these systems get more and more sophisticated, it gets more and more expensive to build them, and there are fewer and fewer companies that actually have the capabilities of making these massive AI systems. Now, what does it look like to be able to decentralize that technology and actually have a wide range of people influencing how it is built, rather than having that power in the hands of a small select few people who sit all the way in California and Silicon Valley? Well, what's next for me is thinking of something I call structured public feedback. What are the ways in which we can meaningfully gather input from all different kinds of people and use that to improve AI systems? As we go into a world of what's called general purpose AI that can be used for many different reasons, what it means to be an expert moves away from fancy degrees and moves more towards lived experience. So what can different communities tell me about the systems that I may be building? But importantly, how do I get that information in a way that's sensible, that's structured, that's useful for an engineer, but also not exploitative of the community in the first place? That's what's next for me.